Hello, welcome to Me Reading Stuff. My name is Robin Renee O'Neill. My family calls me Robbie, however. You can too if you want. I have a great relationship with my parents. Let's just start there today. Thank God they're still alive and healthy. My dad, in fact, somehow keeps getting healthier. By all accounts from his doctors, even his eye doctor, his eyes are actually fixing themselves into perfection. How crazy is that? What else about me? My eyelids are dry again. It's disgusting. I'm disgusting. I'm also very happy, so there's that. Disgusting and happy. I guess that's a pretty killer combo. Let's make this a thing. What is a two-word combo you'd use to describe yourself? Hit me back on Twitter or Instagram at ROBYN_ONEIL. I'd love to hear your two words. So I've returned from Mexico. It was perfect. It was both Billy's and my first time in Mexico, believe it or not. We had an absolutely perfect time. And I say the word perfect and I mean it. For two weirdos who never want to stop working, who never want to leave our apartment, we relaxed like champions. And our book club about the Ted Bundy book, Stranger Beside Me by Ann Rule, that book is so solid and so engaging, so creepy, effectively creepy. I didn't even want to go to the grocery store alone yesterday. I'm so suspicious of everyone around me. Excuse me. So I got my groceries delivered instead. And then I thought that my delivery guy was going to murder me. So if you're looking to feel paralyzed with fear every single second, both while you're awake and while you're sleeping, this is the book for you. And several of you have asked me to explain more about the book, and I will. We're not quite done. We're almost done with book club, so I'll let you guys know when that happens. I'm sorry, I haven't spoken yet today, so my voice is a little cracky. Cracky? But anyway, there we go again. Hold on. All right. We loved Punta Mita, Mexico. We saw all the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills the second we arrived. They also left the exact time we did. The one we were most excited to see was Lisa Rinna, and we like her because she was on Melrose Place. And by the way, I'm not an enormous person by any stretch of the imagination. I'm fairly small, but Lisa Rinna is about 1/30th the size of me. It was crazy. But healthy looking, not anorexic or anything like that. Not that I would, diagnose anybody anyway, but I mean, she looked great. It was just, she was a miniature human being. In Mexico, we saw iguanas, all kinds of different lizards. We saw crabs. There was actually a little, I don't know if you call it a hermit crab. Some little crab was in our hotel room at one point, but it wasn't scary. It was cute. We saw dolphins. We saw all kinds of fish. There were hawks with hawk trainers all over the property. The trainers would send the hawk out to scare all the gross little blackbirds away. We saw a stray white cat who was deformed. We loved the lazy river. And we on our hotel room, we had our own hammock and our own private pool on our balcony on the edge of the ocean. I mean, come on. What's not to love? Moving on. I'm going to be reading something a little unexpected today. This was one of my favorite books when I was in, I think, 3rd or 4th grade. It's called Megan the Klutz by Alida Young. Couldn't find much about Alida Young. A lot of these people who write these books have pseudonyms. So I don't know whoever the real Alida Young is, I want to find you and I want to hug you because this book kept me company. I must have read it 15, 20 times one year. I don't know why it was so engaging exactly. That's what we're going to figure out today. Other books Alida Young wrote, The Klutz Strikes Again. Well, we're going to be reading Megan the Klutz. She wrote a follow-up that, no offense, Alida, I didn't love as much. The Klutz Strikes Again. She wrote, here, let me list these books because it sounds like a poem. The Klutz Strikes Again. Is my sister dying? Dead wrong. I never got to say goodbye. Is Chelsea going blind? Why am I too young? What's wrong with Daddy? Terror in the Tomb of Death. Her least popular book. All right, here we go. This is a book about Megan, obviously. Megan has a crush on a guy, but Megan is kind of a mess. Here she goes. I brushed back a flyaway hair that had come loose from my ponytail. You should get rid of that ponytail, Carla said. Nobody wears them. It keeps my hair out of my face when I'm working, I said a little sharply. She's been harping on my ponytail for ages. Why don't you get a cut like mine? Carla asked, soothing her shiny black hair. Mine doesn't have any body. I hate this baby fine hair I have. Just then, Helen May Vorchek came running in. Carla muttered, why does she insist on wearing those terrible t-shirts? She looks positively disgusting bouncing up and down that way. I just wish I had more to bounce up and down. Oh, sure, maybe Helen May is a little overweight and doesn't try to do much with her looks, but I like her. Sorry I'm late, Helen May gasped and plumped into her seat. At the last minute, I had to change the baby. Carla usually has something sarcastic to say about Helen May's mother having had another baby at 39. I broke in before she thought of something. Guess what? Have I ever got a piece of news? Me first, Carla said. My news is important. Christopher Rhodes is moving to San Angelo, and he's going to live here year-round. Oh, I may die, Helen May said. I've been in love with him forever. Now, what's your news? Carla asked me. Nothing, I said glumly. Just once I'd like to beat Carla at something. Andy came over to our table. What'll you have? He asked. And with a flourish, he set 3 glasses of water on the table. Carla wanted a diet soda. Helen May ordered her usual hot fudge sundae. I decided on pizza. Make it extra cheesy. How about one of Mr. Yokomura's latest creations? Andy asked. It's topped with raw fish and seaweed. You're kidding. He's even toying with the idea of a squid and octopus pizza. I gulped. Plain cheese, thanks. As soon as Andy left, Helen May said, I have news too. She paused for effect. I'm thinking of trying out for Mrs. Garretson's play this year. Carla snickered. You? What do you know about acting? Sometimes I wonder why the 3 of us hang around together. We've been neighbors and friends so long, it's a habit, I guess. I think it's a great idea, Helen May, I told her. Carla quickly changed the subject. Did you know the Rhodes are buying the Enright mansion? No, Helen May said. I was in it once, and it's fabulous. I'll bet it has 20 bedrooms, all with their own baths. And then Megan has a tendency to fantasize. So this is an italicized fantasy of Megan's. Christopher, my beloved husband, I really need a new bathroom. All 20 are just too small. It would be lovely to have a tub as large as an Olympic-sized pool. He's coming in right now, Andy said, as he placed a wedge of pizza in front of me. Who's coming in? I asked. The guy you 3 have been drooling over ever since you got here, Chris Rhodes. Helen May squealed. Carla took a mirror out of her purse and put on fresh lip gloss. Determined to be cool and unflustered, I casually picked up the extra cheesy pizza and took a bite. The cheese kept stringing out, and I took a larger bite to keep it from going down my chin. Hey, Chris, come over and meet 3 of your fans. Chris is 6 feet tall with blonde hair, a real hunk. He was dressed in all white. Andy introduced us. Helen May ducked her head and choked out a feeble, pleased to meet you. At last. Carla arched her neck and gave Chris a sideways look. We met in the parade last year. I'm Mayor Townsend's daughter. Chris nodded and turned to me. I had tried to swallow the pizza before Chris had reached our table. Long strings of cheese drizzled from my chin. As I tried to pull them loose, they stuck to my fingers, to my hair, to the napkin. I was choking. I couldn't breathe. I tried to say, help me, but I couldn't make a sound. Panicked now, tears welled up in my eyes. Before I knew what was happening, Andy quickly pulled me up. He bent me over, grabbed me under the ribcage, and gave a push inward and up. A piece of pizza shot out of my mouth and landed right on Chris's white shorts. Oh, yuck, Carla said. That's really gross. I gasped for breath and held my chest. I was afraid some ribs were broken. Are you okay? Andy asked. I nodded. I think so. Then I realized what I'd done to Chris. His face was a mixture of anger and disgust. I'm sorry, I blurted out. I'm so sorry. I fumbled for my money, dropped it on the table, and without a word to anyone, I ran out. As I leaned up against Trisha's poster, Trisha's her sister, who's just fantastic, I wished the ground would open up and swallow me. Then I got a mental picture of the earth choking on me and of Andy trying to stretch his arms around the world to give it the Heimlich maneuver. This is weird, man. I saw myself rocket into the air like a shooting star and land on Chris's shorts. His white shorts. I'll never be able to face Christopher Rhodes again. Not ever. Oh my God, can you believe it? The drama of Megan. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see, it's almost 10 minutes in. I gotta close this up. It's time for our meeting. Let's talk about business. I have no iTunes reviews to read, so no big deal there. As I said, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ROBYN_ONEIL. If you go on my Instagram before about, 7 or 8 p.m. Pacific time tonight, you'll see a video I made of a new piece I just finished based on some Chinese scroll paintings I once saw when I was traveling in France. And I love these scroll paintings. I mean, I love all Chinese scroll paintings, really. But anyway, this one is based on those. And I'd like your feedback on what you guys think of that, because it's a totally new format for me. And that concludes our meeting for Thursday, September 15th. How the hell is it already September 15th? Oh my God, that makes me nervous. You guys, simplify your life. What's one thing you like to do that's free and easy? Do it. Do it today. Do it every day. Mine is just taking a walk. Be gentle. Don't be too ambitious. Be concerned. Don't be apathetic. That's just not attractive. Don't be a doormat. Be honest with yourself. Don't push anyone but yourself. Give others the dignity to live their own lives. And if we do all this, we shall find peace. We shall hear angels. We shall see the sky sparkling with diamonds. I love you all very much. Goodbye, my friends.